Your hair is not 9 ways from Sunday flowing everywhere, and I want people to see that on the live Facebook feed, and they now can.
Got my hair did yesterday.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Looking good, man.
Thank you. Feels good.
Look like you could even, get you a respectable job.
I'm ready for Facebook Live.
Every time I see you. Yeah, you're on there. You're pointing at people, giving them the double guns. So what's up in the world of Scott Tady? I don't want to jump in right away and say, oh, my God, Green Day's releasing a record tomorrow, but I'm leaning towards that.
I'm also excited they announced who's singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Did you hear?
I did not.
Reba McEntire.
Oh.
She is money. She is solid. I saw her live a couple years ago, and I thought, okay, I'll come away. This will be fine. This will be okay. I think she made my top 10. Just dazzled me. How professional, how great her voice is. Just one of those old pros,
She crushes.
Yes.
Here's my one beef with Reba.
Uh-oh.
Beefing with Reba is my new single.
Should be.
Have you ever seen her sitcom?
Yes.
It's exhausting, man.
Yeah, that's
okay, I can't do that, but she's
that's some simple humor, yeah.
Is that as big a deal to you as an actual football game?
Yeah, there's years I've watched just for the entertainment, and I'm so sick of some of these teams already. Buffalo's there. I probably won't watch the game except for the entertainment. I'm kind of over them, their fan base.
Why?
They never won a Super Bowl, and they're acting like they're, God's gift to football or something.
So who are you rooting for? Because once the Steelers lose, and keep in mind this is still entertainment. Scott Tady is the entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times. We do this every Thursday at about this time. Entertainment-wise, what teams that are still going do you look at and go, all right, I'm going to root for them?
You got to go Detroit.
Detroit, right on.
Never been there, never done it. Great city, picking itself back up from some tough decades. And, that's the team to go. So if it's San Francisco, they'll tie the Steelers with 6 Super Bowls, so you automatically root against.
If they win.
Right, true.
How much less interested are you, and how much less interested do you think, as a Steelers fan, are people in going to go through the rest? Are you still, if you're not a Steelers, or if you're a huge Steelers fan, do you pay less attention to it?
I do, but no one else does.
Really?
I petitioned, why doesn't somebody do an anti-Super Bowl concert or something in a bar? We're going to have live entertainment, karaoke. I don't care what, clown. I don't care. We're not going to have the game on, and for people who want to gather and have fun and not have to watch the ridiculous game. But no one's ever taken me up on that. I have, for probably 20 years, pitched that idea, and it's fallen on deaf ears. People are so used to betting. And
does it not hurt your feelings that you've been pitching it for 20 years and still getting no's?
I've gotten used to that, and the whole, I only watch for the commercials. A newsflash, the good commercials are already on YouTube like a week ahead of time.
Right.
And if it's a good commercial, you're going to see it again ad nauseum. So that's kind of a weird reason to park yourself in front of the TV for 4 hours, in my opinion.
Have you ever covered a Super Bowl?
Yes, the one in Dallas, where I learned the people in Dallas
was that the ice storm
do not
one?
know how to drive in ice.
I remember the ice storm one.
They were just, were you there as well?
I was not. I had friends that were covering it, and they said, we can't get anywhere.
Most terrified driving I ever had to do was from Dallas to Fort Worth, where the Steelers were playing.
Mm-hmm.
Route, what is that, 35? Was solid ice. They didn't do a thing. No,
well, they don't.
There's no salt. There's no plows. You're driving on ice for.
You're in Texas. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Well, what people did was pull their cars over and just abandon them. And I always wondered, what did they do? Where did they go? Did they walk home?
Pick up a ride and go back and get it later. Did you see the video footage? We're talking about Southern people in bad weather. The video footage out of Nashville?
No, I bet it's interesting, though.
They had to issue a statement. Please stop running your quad runners on the interstate. And if you don't know, multiple interstates go right through smack dab in the middle of downtown Nashville.
See, if George Jones was still alive, he'd be riding his lawnmower on the highway.
Absolutely he would. All right. Records coming out. It seems like a weird time to bring a record out.
Good point.
Black Crowes, I know, got a new one, which I'm geeked about.
That new single's good.
The one coming out tomorrow, Green Day. Why would you have not either brought them out for the holiday shopping or sat on them a little bit, maybe hold off, and release them for summertime music fun?
I agree with you. I think in the case of Green Day, they already announced their stadium tour. It's coming to Pittsburgh. They need to start selling tickets. So that's probably a factor. But you know who always did that the best? Remember when Van Halen released its 1984 album on January 1st, 1984?
Right on.
That was perfect. And it was one of their best albums, too. So I agree with you though. January kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and people are trying to save money right now, and I think some good releases will be lost. But I see it in Green Day's point. We got some stadium tickets to sell. They're thinking, and now's the time.
I want to ask you about playlists. Rolling Stones are going out. They got
Playing
the new
Cleveland,
record.
not Pittsburgh. Yes.
Now, see, I knew Philly. Are they doing Cleveland?
Yes, they are.
I've driven to shows in Cleveland.
It's not bad.
What is it, an hour, 20 minutes?
If you honor speed limits, even less.
An hour and 20 minutes. I have no idea. You threw me. I have no idea what I was talking about.
Playlist.
How in the world, if you've been touring for 50 years, do you come up with a playlist that somebody's not going to squawk about? If you're the Rolling Stones, what do you leave out? Because they've had hits literally every decade since I've been alive. How do you do it?
They should do like Taylor Swift doing the Eras tour, the Rolling Stones. The first set will do all 60s stuff. The second stuff will do the Ron Wood years. I don't know. There's some staples.
The Brian Jones will set out kiddie pools for everybody in the front row.
Oh, too soon.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while. They always do like Painted Black, like 6th or 7th in a set. So there's some staples. They always do Midnight Rambler, and I'd be outraged if they didn't. You can always count on some of the absolute classics, but yeah, good point. Well, you see what Green Day's doing. They're playing front to back the Dookie album, which is the one that broke them, made them famous. And then I believe they're doing, is there another album they're doing?
They're doing two different ones. I saw Dookie, and it's like front to back, as it was intended to be when it was recorded and put together.
I got to be honest, I was skeptical when bands started doing that, but now I'm in for it. I like when I'm getting to hear the album, especially if you know of certain deep cuts you're never going to hear them play live except for that time. So you lose a little bit of the spontaneity, but there's also more of the anticipation. Oh, they're getting to that song I really like, and you kind of, and then you know when to take a bathroom break if it's a song you don't like.
Well, Midnight Rambler gives you plenty of time.
Oh, I would never leave for that.
Scott Tady with me. We're talking about albums. Would you rather somebody put out, and I'm talking about a band that you like, a band that you've emotionally connected to over the years, would you rather get a collection of songs that makes a record, or would you rather get laid out on purpose? One step further would be laid out on purpose, and it becomes a concept album where everything has to be in the correct order. Radio Chaos, Roger Waters, Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah.
When Peter Gabriel was...
If it's done right, it's done right. The Wall, Pink Floyd, Who, the Tommy. Yeah, some of those albums, they do need to be heard sequentially to set up the storyline. I'm good with that. If it tells a story. Some of these concept albums, help me out here. There's probably a couple we can think of that
I'd say
concept gets lost in the...
Kiss the Elder.
Okay. All right.
I think maybe... If it's a bad concept album, it becomes a bad album because that's the one thing you have to get right.
The narrative. The
narrative of beginning and middle and end. One thing out of place. It's easier to just, like Todd Snyder wrote, I got 9 songs. I need 10 to take them into town and get a check. You just put 10 songs together. Do people buy records anymore besides the hipster doofuses? And I say that with love because my daughter is a hipster doofus.
I think a lot of people will stream them. I'll stream the new album on Spotify. I'll stream it on YouTube. I don't know if they're actually putting their hard-earned cash. And let me circle back to what you mentioned about needing to add one more song on an album. To me, one of the greatest cases is Deep Purple when they were in Montreux, Switzerland, recording, and the label's like, you need one more song. You're a little short here. And Richie Blackmore's like, well, I got this riff. And he started, Ian Gillan says, all right, give me 15 minutes. Goes back, writes a song the song is about them working on this album. So he's writing, what's actually going on in his head at that particular moment, and becomes one of the all-time great classic rock songs. So sometimes...
References Frank Zappa.
And the Mamas, yeah.
It's like giving a speech about what it's like to give a speech, put the music.
But the flip of that is Emerson, Lake and Palmer did a song. The same thing. They needed one more song to fill what the label wanted, and they did a tribute to their producer, Eddie Offord, and they did Are You Ready, Eddie, which is one of the stupidest songs ever. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, you got to have 10 songs.
Yep.
Money, Compliments, and Publicity is the name of that Todd Snyder song.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. But I don't know about you asked, do people buy albums? I think they stream them more than they buy them. Yeah. Although I understand Curtis Walsh already pre-bought the Green Day album that's coming out, as he posted on this radio station's Facebook page. Yeah. I like your Facebook page, by the way.
What are you talking about?
The Beaver has a new Facebook page.
Oh, I thought you meant
Not
here.
you personally.
No, my Facebook page is crap, all three of them. Yeah. Yeah, we do. And that's moving forward, and that's exciting. And
Guys are breaking news on there. I like it.
you know what the best part is?
What was the story about Ace Frehley can't go to Europe or something?
He owes the IRS a couple $100,000, and I don't know if it means if he leaves, they bust him when he's coming back. Have you ever seen that? We pulled in, we landed, we were coming back from, I don't know, some tropical paradise. Work, came back. The plane lands here, Pittsburgh International, and we're all sitting. It's like 3 a.m. We've been flying all day. We're getting our stuff. Please remain seated. Well, okay, we sit back down. Allegheny County sheriffs came on the plane, and we're looking and going, who's getting busted? Because we had spent like a week with all of these people. Who's getting busted? And a very nice lady that we had hung out with and knew, it was her.
Oh, man, hardcore.
I don't know what she did, but they took her off the plane. But when you've been drunk for a week in a foreign country and cops come on your plane, you do sit up straight.
Get a little paranoid, huh?
So talk to me about snow. You excited about it? You going to freak out about it? Sit home and listen to deep cuts?
I might do that anyway. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I was tired of all the people posting about the Steeler game and the blizzard in Buffalo. I avoided social media for about 48 hours.
Why? You can't. That's your job.
I know. It just got so wearying, though, of arguing should they play or should they not play, and I don't know.
Turned out they shouldn't have.
Yeah, right. And they didn't. Some might argue, but
But here, what you're talking about, the arrow point of the story is the Steelers, because in Buffalo this weekend, they're getting the exact same storm again. In the span of a week, they will have received or will receive over 5 feet of snow. Nobody in Pittsburgh gives a donkey's crud about that now, do they?
build a dome.
Build a dome.
Detroit's going. Speaking of snow, Ambridge Do It Best Home Center, they are doing a indoor snow shoveling contest. I have a story on that coming out, I think, tomorrow.
Really?
Indoor snow shoveling contest at Ambridge Do It Best.
They whipping out the food trucks, because they always have good food trucks.
They do. That's just a cool little store. Love what they do. But yeah, they're going to see who can shovel snow into 4 big buckets the fastest. And there's like $100 prize money at stake. So if you think you're a good snow shoveler, there's your chance to earn a little dough.
I hope it doesn't snow at all. I hope it comes down as rain and they have to be ladled then.
Remember Beaver County used to have the snow shovel riding contest in Economy. And every year they would cancel it. I remember there was one time they canceled it because there was too much snow. And I tweeted that, and I was getting harassed by so many people. What do you mean? How can you have too much snow for a snow shovel riding contest? But same thing like Steelers Buffalo, huh? It kind of foreshadowed that, how the issue was people getting there safely. So it all ties in.
And then the video of the guy walking in waist-deep snow and everybody going, oh, my God.
The yins are there.
That's what Buffalo is every winter. Yeah. So, what did I not ask you that I should have asked you? Because we flew through a lot of stuff.
You always ask me, do you have a video?
Okay, wait.
This time I do.
Scott Tady of the Beaver County Times, do you have a video?
Funny you should ask, Eddie. I do. It's for Beaver Station. You know, they have that Cabin Fever concert series, and
I love that venue, man.
The opening band is they played here. That's where I discovered them. The surf rock band, the Boss Stingrays, played at your very first.
Here's how much I like them. I popped for a T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
I had to do it.
So I did a video where I'm standing outside in the cold. I'm wearing a big heavy coat and gloves. I start stripping, taking off my clothes. I get down to a Hawaiian shirt, and somebody throws me a lei, and all of a sudden I'm talking about if you go to the show, you get free Hawaiian beer, free lei. There's a concert, and it's all about the surf rock. But yeah, so I do have a video. It's on Beaver Station, shared it, and I think I have it on my Facebook as well. But just kind of getting people hyped to get out of the house next week and next Saturday and see a surf rock show in Beaver.
That is a really good idea. And in the depths of winter, to have a surf, and I love surf rock. I've worshipped Dick Dale for 1,000 years, okay? But a surf rock show in the middle of winter, a Jimmy Buffett show in the middle of winter, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, it breaks the monotony of winter.
Warms you up a little bit.
Yes.
All right, what else before we got to go?
My column this week, I interviewed Melvin Steels, of course, and he wants to be on the show. This is the guy him and his brother Mervyn wrote. Could It Be I'm Falling in Love for the Spinners.
Could It Be I'm Falling in Love.
He won a Grammy a couple years ago because a rapper sampled one of his songs he wrote for Gloria Gaynor, a song called Honeybee. Anyway, Melvin's got it going on. Him and his brother wrote a couple new songs for a guy who was the singer for the Stylistics, Russell Tompkins.
Bet you by golly, why?
Yeah, so you got it. I feel his soul, Eddie. So it's Aliquippa guys getting it done still, and they're going to bring Russell to Moon Township for a show in May. I have all the details in my column this Friday.
All right, and the Donnie show in Moon in March is still a go. Everything good. Clark's still playing that with them?
Clark's, yeah. I haven't heard of it selling out yet, but I'd be shocked if it didn't.
Yeah.
Don't sit on that one if you want to see Donnie back on stage.
All right, good to see you, man.
You too, Eddie.
You want to work for me tomorrow so I can stay in and be smothered by cats and watch it snow?
Just play Freebird like 10 times in a row.
Dude. That's a veteran response right there. Here's how it works. If you're listening to a music station and you hear 4 songs in an hour, other things are going on with the DJ. Another good one? The live version, Low Spark of High Heeled Boys by Traffic.
Oh.
Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, Sir Elton John.
How about Dazed and Confused on Led Zeppelin's live album? It's a 2-sided song.
Yeah. You got to flip it. Way back in the day, you had to come in and flip
Allman
it
Brothers
over.
do that too on Eat a Peach. One of their songs is like
Melissa Whippin' Post.
No, I think it's a cover they do.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a 40-minute song.
All right. Excuse us. We're just having our own little conversation, you guys. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
When you're making your New Year's